Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to join those as well who have thanked the committee for all of its diligence and hard work in putting this package together. I'm struck initially, however, in listening to my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, that this is nothing more than fraud and abuse and misweight, and that they haven't been involved in the process. I'm trying to think where people have been for the last year and what they were focused on. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you especially for the tireless work in putting this legislation together, as well as I want to make sure that we give President Biden the credit he richly deserves for having had the courage to understand the magnitude of this problem and to weigh in on it as his top priority. And far from being rushed, there's a sense of urgency. You heard Mike Thompson say it, and Lloyd as well. 465,000 Americans have died. What does it take to wake up the people on the other side of the aisle? What has to be done in order for you to understand the magnitude of this? Do you not have the same kind of citizens that we do that are suffering back in our district, who not only fear for their lives, but have lost their jobs and their livelihood? You call what we're trying to do here today fraud, and we haven't targeted appropriate. We know you're good at targeting because we've witnessed targeting in the past. When you passed your tax cut under the same process, and I hope people are listening in now all across the country to understand the difference between the two parties. When you targeted a population, you do so very skillfully, including when you passed your massive tax cut where there was no emergency whatsoever, no sense of urgency. 80% of that tax cut went to the nation's wealthiest 1%. By contrast, in dealing with a global pandemic that here in America has taken over 465,000 lives of your fellow citizens, you sit there and still have not come forward with any plan whatsoever, but you want to limit the unemployment that people who have been out of work and suffering receive. You're not sure, and we're in denial for almost half a year as to whether or not this was even a serious disease. This is what I think confounds the American people. I'm proud of this legislation, even prouder so that President Biden has indicated that this is a rescue plan for America. Chairman Neal has laid out what it does in terms of the benefits that it will provide. And Chairman Powell, I thought, did a great job also from the Fed of recognizing that now is the time for us to go big. I'm glad that even with the torpedoes and the salvos and all the shots that are being fired at President Biden today, that he has said, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Let's get the relief to the American people that they richly deserve. People in my district, and I'll submit for the record, countless letters that people have found themselves out of employment through no fault of their own, caring for their children, wondering about how they're going to educate them in college, seniors who have only Social Security and wondering what they're going to do to get by. And so this money that we're extending and putting forward is necessary and needed, and it's urgent. We get no plan for the other side. We just get platitudes and a lecture on what they think we're doing wrong. How about you roll up your sleeves and do something on behalf of the American people and get them the relief that they need? And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back my time.
And without objection.